Welcome back to Omega Level. I'm Nick. This is Stefan Marbury.
Omega level.
Today we're going to be talking about...
Thanks for introducing
You're
me,
welcome.
man.
Today we're going to be talking about Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2.
The 69th episode.
The 69th episode,
Lack of sex.
which is fitting
Wait, no, never mind.
because we
We'll get
had
there.
a very, very odd sex scene in this episode.
Odd for some people.
I guess. I guess it wasn't odd for some, and it was for some. Whatever.
If you like 12-year-old bodies.
So this episode kicks off with Jaime being in the North now, and he is immediately on trial.
He's probably more unwelcome than all the Unsullied.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. He's the most unwelcome person there by far. I mean, he tried to kill fucking Starks. He did kill Targaryens. Nobody wants him there. He tried to kill Bran, but nobody knows that still.
Bran knows.
Well, Bran knows, but yeah, no one else does.
The things we do for love.
Oh, man, just as I thought, it's
Bombs dropped all over the place.
This whole season is just going to be Bran off to the side dropping bombs on people. And this episode,
staring.
he dropped them on Jaime every chance he got. In fact, Jaime got bombs dropped on him by multiple people every chance they got.
Yeah.
This was not a good showing for him.
No, but I mean, what the hell did he expect? He didn't expect a warm welcome, surely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jaime's in here.
But, hey, Brienne saved his ass.
Yeah, she did.
The
That was
only
dope.
reason that his ass was even really saved to begin with.
True.
Yeah, Daenerys says, like, her brother used to tell her stories of the things that they would do, like, once they retook the throne and found the guy that killed their father.
And here he is standing right in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, you are fucked.
And Sansa gets on that ass.
That was dope, too, man. Sansa, like, Dany and Sansa had a little moment where they were, like, almost in agreement for once.
Yeah.
And then Brienne ruined the fuck out of that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, because Brienne had the great point of bringing up the fact that, like, Sansa's life was saved because Jaime...
Because
gave her
Jaime
a
saved Brienne.
sword,
Yeah.
armored her, and then sent her on her way because he had
With the expressive
an
purpose.
oath to her mother.
Yeah, he sent her on her with the expressive purpose of finding Sansa and protecting her, keeping her
Mhm.
safe. Yeah, because he promised Catelyn he would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fucking cool, and he
So
kept his word.
Sansa actually listened to Brienne. She
Yeah.
put aside, like, her hatred for him, which is kind of surprising.
True, but she does trust Brienne. Like, it's probably the most person she trusts the most. It's not a family member,
Yeah.
which
And
is
then,
cool. I love that Brienne commands that kind of respect from people. She's such an awesome character.
Then Daenerys asked, what's the Warden of the North say?
And
She's
Jon's
obviously
like-
hoping for backup on
Yeah.
her side. He's just like, he's waking up at a train. He's like, what? Does someone call me Aegon?
he's like, Aegon speaks what?
He's like, oh, well, we need every person we can.
Yeah, he'll die on the battlefield anyway. Let's just let him stay. That was the theme of this entire episode for Tyrion was, well, we're dead.
Yeah.
We're going to die. Might as well just get drunk.
And Jon walking away from Dany.
Yeah, and Jon, every chance he got, like, all right, later. Your Grace. Later, Auntie.
Let's avoid this at all costs. Yeah, I'm sure that's mostly what I was thinking about. It's like, wow,
He's like, man,
I banged my aunt.
He's like, I know I'm part Targaryen, but this is still awkward.
It's like, I mean, I'm only half related.
He's trying to reason in his mind.
I mean, if I was in this spot, I'd probably be trying to.
Wow. Trying to bang your hand, huh? We get real on the Game of Thrones episodes. So then we had Bran spouting off at the mouth like he always does, the things we do for love, which, I mean, that was a cool sentence, like a cool thing to say in that moment. It kind
He
of
loves quoting people that, like, he loves using people's words against them.
yeah, and it kind of put it in perspective for, like, kind of everybody of, like, why they're even doing what they do, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of them are doing it for love to save
Yeah.
their families and their loved ones. Like, Jaime did the same. And he says, like, I would do it again.
Yeah.
Because I was protecting my family, just as
We
all
were
of
at
you
war.
would for yours. Yeah, we're at war. Like, it makes sense. Like, he may not have been the best person. In fact, he was downright fucking awful at the start.
Hey, but honorable.
But everything he did was out of loyalty to his family. Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks that the other people were on that position on the other side of it, and he had to murk them all.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
So then we move along in this episode, and we got Bran still spilling tea every 5 seconds, just anywhere,
Spilling tea.
anywhere he goes, man. Bran's just fucking dropping knowledge on motherfuckers. I love it. Him and Jamie's conversation up by the tree was fucking awesome, dude. That was one of my
Yeah.
favorite scenes.
He said you weren't sorry then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You weren't so, yeah, that's true. He's like, well, you've grown up to be a young man or something like that. And he's like, oh, I'm not a man. He's like, what do you mean you're not a man? He's like, I'm a three-eyed river, motherfucker. I know everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay. Cool. Just don't know how to react in that moment.
Still don't know who's pushing Bran around everywhere.
Yeah, I think Bran I think he's got the Xavier wheelchair. He just hovers everywhere he
That's the
goes
only
now.
thing I can think of, yeah. He's just probably just dropping knowledge when whoever walks by is like, oh, by the way, can you take me to this place so I can stare at someone?
Yeah, it's just different people taking places to tell other people other things. Just keep getting pushed around. That's just Bran's story now. I would watch a season of that.
I mean, yeah. Speaking of like him telling his story later on with Tyrion.
That was cool, man. Where Tyrion sits down to
If
listen.
only we were in a castle with nowhere else to go.
With nowhere else to go. Ah, man, I
Bet
still love
Bran
Tyrion.
really wishes he had legs there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck, man. Let me get out of here. I like how Bran is a little more open than he has been in the previous seasons because he's around his family and stuff. He's
That's
like,
true.
he's more talkative and he's like looking at people when he talks to them now at times. He's almost,
He's looking at
he's
people.
semi-engaging.
He's looking at people.
He's definitely looking at them. And I like how he when he says like they make their whole plan of like how they're going to try to defend themselves against the White Walkers and the Night King. And Bran's like, essentially, you got to use me for bait because he and I are connected. He knows where I am at all times, and he wants to kill me because I have knowledge. I have
totally
the
forgot
knowledge
he
of
had
the whole
that
past.
mark on his forearm.
Yeah, from when he grabbed him in the vision or whatever it was. Yeah, this Bran is knowledge. He knows everything about history, and he thinks that's what the Night King is setting out to do: is take over and make the long night and erase all history. Mm-hmm. Which I guess
Could
that's what
be.
they would all think, but it's very possible that's not what his intention is.
We don't know. He has not
No,
said
yeah.
a word yet.
He does not let people know. He's not your typical villain where he shows up and he's like, all right, here's what I'm doing.
Not yet. I hope we get a
Not
moment
yet,
where
but
he
he will.
speaks, but
I think he's going to speak.
you think?
I think so. I wouldn't be shocked if he speaks and it's in a whole other language that only Bran understands.
Hopefully it sounds like Gilbert Gottfried.
It's like, all right! Just Iago out of nowhere.
But yeah, Dany thinking about replacing Tyrion as her hand.
Yeah, man, fucking quickly, too.
Yeah.
2 episodes in, she's already done with
I
him.
suspect one of you may be wearing this by the time
By the time this is over?
This is
Yeah.
over, yeah.
He says it to Jorah and the bald guy. I always forget his name, man, the eunuch.
Start with a V, right?
Yeah. It's not Viserys.
Help us out here.
It's not Viserys, that's the dragon. Or that was her brother.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyways, him.
The one with his little birds or whatever.
The one that teleports.
That's true.
I fucking love that guy.
The
He's
one that
amazing.
cleaned up after Tyrion on the ship.
Yep. That guy's awesome. And then Dany and Sansa had a nice little moment.
It was a nice
Well,
moment, yeah.
It on the surface seems like a nice moment, but we don't really know, I guess, if one of them is trying to fool the other person and be
I don't
manipulative.
think Sansa's trying to fool anybody.
I don't either. And
She seems like she spoke her mind, and then obviously Dany showed her true intentions by the end of it.
I don't think she
Kind
showed
of
her.
going against what she said to her.
I don't know if it's Dany going against her true intentions as much as what we're talking about. Obviously, you've watched the show. Is they have the whole nice sort of little conversation at the end. Sansa's like, "Well, what about the North? We're like a free state essentially now. We've annexed ourselves from the kingdom."
We
That's
just skipped a big part of
what
that,
we-
though.
what we have
She's
a
talking
king.
about
Well, yeah, I'm gonna come back to that, but that's why they have a little disconnect. Like, what about the North? And
yeah, she takes
Dany
away
has her hand on her.
yeah.
She takes her hand off her. And I wouldn't really say it's showing her true intentions. Like it kind of is, but I don't
She
think
seems
it's.
steamed.
I don't think it's in a malicious state. Dany is still under the impression that the North is going to fall in line because Jon told her they would. And now she's at the North, and someone else who's not even in control of the North is trying to tell her that they're not going to do it. Jon is king of the
But
North.
she's still, though.
and he knows.
She's still related to her boy toy.
True, she's related to him, but she's not in control. Jon is she was while Jon was gone. Now Jon is back. He's warden of the North. He's the leader, and he gave control of the North to Dany. So she's still under the impression that that's what's going to happen, and now someone's trying to undermine it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I get that, but I also completely get Sansa's part. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, it's cool you're here, but we've been free for a while now. We're not ready to give that back up. And then, yeah, she tells Sansa that the reason she's even there is because she loves Jon. She's like, my whole life has been
Who
one
manipulated
thing.
who?
Yeah, my whole life's been one thing, a quest for the throne, and then I met your brother, and I fell in love with him, and now I'm here fighting his war.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, that's a good point.
It was a good point, but then undermined immediately by her taking her hand away because she still wants control of it.
Yeah, immediately, because she wants to rule the Seven Kingdoms.
And then by the end of it, it seems like she still has a problem with it.
Yeah,
That
whenever
she wasn't completely being honest.
whenever Jon tells her that he's Aegon, they're talking about, yeah.
She said, "Who's telling you this? Your brother and your best friend?"
Yeah, it's just like, this, I mean, could you not...
I get that.
I get it, too. I totally get her thinking that and seeing and potentially seeing it that way. It's like,
Sam
well,
should have brought the book.
your brother and your best friend are
Or at least
telling you
that
that
page.
you're the one true king and I don't have a claim to the throne because they love you and they want the North to stay free. I just had a conversation with your sister where she doesn't want to give the North up. So what's going on here? Like, I get that, but at the same time, she's supposed to love this guy. Why is your immediate first thought hate? Like, not hatred, but to be anger. That
I mean,
I don't
she
get.
did say her whole goal has been to take the throne,
Mm-hmm.
but still,
Well, I mean, it's been her old goal since her brother died because she wasn't taking the throne to begin with. Her brother was.
yeah, true that.
He would have been a great king. I mean, he kind of did become a king. He got a gold crown. Mm-hmm.
My favorite scene.
I don't miss
one
that.
of them.
I don't miss that guy.
No,
He was
nobody
fucking
does.
awful, dude. He was
terrible.
awful. I love Danny's throwaway line about Cole. When she was like, I loved one man. Only one man has ever done this before, your brother. She's like, oh, and what was he like? Taller.
That was great, yeah.
They should have thrown an Aquaman reference in there and been like, he likes to swim a lot. That'd have been great.
Sup, y'all?
Sup. What else happened in this episode that was important? Nothing really. That's it.
Yeah. Theon showed up.
Yeah, Theon coming back, man. Him
Had
and
a little
Sansa.
emotional reunion with Sansa. Yeah.
It was cool. Like it was cool to see.
There was a brief moment where I was like, "What did they do together?" I was like, "Oh yeah, he saved her ass."
Yeah, he saved her ass, and they grew up together.
Yeah.
They grew up together. He turned on him, and he saved her on that wall or whatnot from dying.
Yeah.
And helped her get away. But I mean, I still hate Theon, man. Fuck him. I hate Reek. I don't like that character. I don't care about his arc. Like he's done too much, in my opinion.
He suffered more than almost anybody else,
And it's still not enough. He turned on the Starks.
That was before he suffered.
Yeah, he suffered because of that. Because he made the wrong call.
I mean, yeah, but he's learned.
And then the good warden had to put him in his place.
He also just saved his sister.
True. But then the good warden Ramses had to put him in his place.
The good warden
the good warden. And
Ramses.
then the good King Joffrey.
At least he seems to be shaking less now.
Right. But yeah, it was cool to see him show up, I guess, and have that little moment with Sansa.
I guess.
Like, fuck him. I know people like it. I don't care about him.
That's exactly how he feels every time Sam's on screen.
Dude, I hate that character. I loved that Sam get put in his fucking place, that fat ass. Sit down. No one likes you. I say it because I'm fat. No one likes you.
Body shaming.
Welcome to Game of Thrones Body Shaming Edition.
But yeah, those some good exchanges right there. He said, does everyone forget I was the first person to kill a white...
Yeah, to kill a White
Walker.
I was the first one.
He said, oh, God. Samwell, slayer of White Walkers, sleeper of women.
Sleeper of women or something. He's like, we're fucked now.
Truly a sign of the end of times.
Oh, yeah, now, speaking of Sam, it was an awesome moment when he gave his sword to Jorah.
Because he admits that he can't
He's
wield
like,
it.
well, I can't wield it. It's too heavy for me. And Jorah's a knight, so he can wield it. And that's a Valyrian steel sword. So now he has one. And I believe Jon's is Valyrian steel.
Yeah, Jon's
Jaime's is
definitely.
Valyrian steel. And then Arya has that Valyrian dagger.
Does Brienne have one?
I don't remember if Brienne's sword is Valyrian or not, because she has a really nice huge sword,
yeah, she has a sword called like Oathkeeper, doesn't it?
Oh, was it? Wait, isn't that Jaime's old sword?
That's what I thought so.
Yeah, so then I guess Brienne has that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Of all people, Brienne's got it.
Oh, yeah, also Jaime trying to like talk to her and saying like he'd love to serve under her command, and then she just walks away.
And she's like, what are you doing? We've never had a conversation this long without you insulting me.
Yeah,
Like, do you want me to insult you? No. I'm just not used to this. You're a piece of garbage.
Yeah, it's nice to see Brienne get a lot of love, especially since she was like completely absent from the previous episode.
Dude, absent so much that I forgot she was in the show until this episode started. I was like, oh yeah, Brienne's here.
And they gave Grey Worm at least 3 lines.
My
this
boy
episode.
Jacob Ederson finally got to speak. That was nice. He was on camera a couple times, got to talk to Miss Sandy.
Talking about treason.
Yeah, talking about treason. That's how you know him and he's gone. He's dying in this battle.
Yeah, Daenerys was like, so I heard that you were going to leave.
I heard you like the beach. What? Damn it, Miss Sandy turned on me.
Miss Sandy.
Yeah, that was cool to see. And then the whole campfire little scene they had in the castle with like all the knights and like Tyrion and people sitting around, and then Bran gets knighted in that scene. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, also get to have a lot of Tormund. I think that's his name, yeah.
Yeah, Tormund with the most awkward conversation.
When he finally shows up, it's like Jon Snow about to go hug like his old crow friends, and he just tackles him. Little crow.
It's like, oh, I've met you before.
And he turns around and he's like, is the big woman here?
Yes, immediately. Dude, when he walked into the castle, that was like the best tracking shot of all time. Just and sits down and drinks from his horn.
Yeah, telling a great story, which is just like
super uncomfortable story.
Didn't necessarily ruin the pacing of the show, but like it's very awkward and it takes you out of it for a moment. You're like, what the hell?
That's totally the intention. Because that's Tormund. He's awkward. He takes everyone out of the moment they're in. That's just what he does.
Everyone's telling their little stories. Yeah, everyone's. I think it was Tyrion was actually just like, I think we're actually going to survive this. Everyone laughs at him. He's like, no, seriously, we've all survived stuff. He's like, I was in a battle, I survived. You survived like the Battle of Bastards and whatever else.
Right, yeah, and he's going around the room, and Tormund's like...
and Jaime's also just like, yes, winner of this, loser of the other.
Yeah, I won that one, but I lost this one. And then Tormund tells his little story of how he killed a giant when he was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And then went and slept in the bed of like the giant's wife, and she thought it was her child, so she like nursed him for months.
That's why he's so strong.
That's why he's so big and strong.
Milk. Then he chugs his little like horn and wears half
and
of
it goes
it.
everywhere. That was really funny. I love that character. And then we got to talk for a second about fucking Arya. Arya and Gendry.
Yeah, fucking Arya.
Yeah, literally, Arya and Gendry having sex. For me, it was a super uncomfortable moment. One of the most uncomfortable moments in the entire series.
Before that, though, you could see that she's like approaching him, like
she has
giving
been
him the eye.
After when that scene was happening, it made everything else that has happened in the first episodes put into context.
Yeah.
She has been searching for this, and she wants to do it with him, someone she trusts and likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, I get why she's always around him now.
She was watching him work that blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. She's like, ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so her and Ginger
also her asking about like the enemy, because he's like, I've fought some of them. She's like, what's it like? He's like,
bad.
Bad.
I was
like,
so
bad.
glad the scene didn't end there and that she even called, like, it was terrible writing. And she called it out. She was like, bad? Come on, give me more.
Yeah.
What do they like? What do they smell like? How do they move? Blah, blah. I was like, thank you.
He said, it's like death. That's what it's like.
Yeah, it's like death. I'm like, okay.
She's like, and then she starts like throwing 3 daggers.
Like in the same spot every time.
Whoever, the other smithy or whatever, just like, oh God, I'm getting away from
I'm leaving. All right, crazy people throwing knives.
He was impressed by that, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. She was like, make my weapon first. He's like, okay, I'm going to do that. And then he makes a fucking badass spear.
Yeah.
That is dope, dude.
Yeah, it's like a bamboo staff with like dragon glass at the end of it, so that's pretty dope.
Just be chucking that at folks.
Yeah, I hope I'm not chucking it. It's not going to return to her.
She's the one that's going to kill the dragon. She's going to chuck it. She's going to chuck it right at the... She's going to do just like him.
God, I will freak out.
It's like, oh, yeah!
Where's the dragon's face?
But so, yeah, her and Gendry have sex, which is very awkward and uncomfortable for me because it was like watching your sister or your cousin have sex. It's someone that I've watched for like 7, 8 years now grow up. Started watching the show, she was like 11, 12 years old, and she's 18 now and had sex with a guy. And it's like, okay, this is very uncomfortable to watch. But the way it was filmed wasn't filmed in like some exploitive, like bad manner or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's kind of sweet how it happens and that she wants to experience sex before she dies.
Beforehand too. It's like, how many women have you slept with? Like, what's the matter? I'm not keeping count.
Like, yes, you did. How many? I guess
3.
I guess she wants it to feel like, I don't know. Either she wants it to feel special or she just wants to make sure that, like, I don't know, maybe she's just curious. I don't know.
He has at least some experience.
Yeah, she's like, fuck, if he's had sex with one person, I might pick someone else.
It's like, I haven't. It's like, okay, never mind.
He's like, I'm a virgin too. She's like, all right, next.
I think that also followed the scine where she went to talk to the Hound and
what's
the guy
his head?
that's been resurrected several times.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to be around you old fucks.
Not spending my last night with you guys.
Old shits or whatever.
Oh, and I love right when they sit down and that guy, he's like, you know, this is the Lord of the Lights time now. It's like, stop you right there. You don't have your boy to bring you back, and the Lord of the Lights can be quite upset to resurrect you 19 times only for me to throw you off this fucking wall.
The House is so ruthless.
Dude, he's
every time.
amazing, dude. I love him. I love him. I love his answer to Arya too. She's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm drinking. He's like, no, why are you here? Why are you here? You followed my brother over the wall and you came back. Everything you've ever done has been for yourself. Why are you here? All you want to do is save yourself. And he's like, I saved you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, yeah, all right. He's just, and even still, he's there for himself. It's about survival. He knows it's his best chance.
Doubt.
He's very adaptable. He knows it's his best shot.
No, yeah, he's not exactly welcome in King's Landing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He can't go to King's Landing because his brother doesn't like him, and his brother's not alive either.
I think he hates his brother more than his brother's even capable of hate at the moment.
Probably. I cannot wait for the next episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be the battle with the White Walkers.
That's basically how this ended. It was just like, okay, so they're on their way. Oh, yeah. We forgot to mention, I think Brienne got knighted.
Yeah, no, I said that when they were around the table. Yeah, Brienne, Jamie Knight's
It's
Brienne.
hard to listen to you.
It was really dope.
For like 18 minutes at a time, so.
But then they have, because it ends with like the White Walkers are coming, and we actually get to see them, and we see the Night King roll up with his posse. And he's like, all right, we're about to attack this town. I was like, well, this is going to get fucking nuts next week.
Yes. Be prepared for like a 40-minute battle scene.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be awesome.
All one shot.
It's going to be awesome. I think someone major is going to die, like Jon, Dany, Tyrion, Jaime, someone like that. Yeah. Or a ton of like lesser main characters.
You want to touch on like a theory or anything at all?
Which one are you talking about? The crypt one?
Well, just like any theories at all.
So I've heard a theory. I don't actually know if it's Josh's theory or if he read it somewhere. He didn't specify. But what if the Night King resurrects all the dead people in the crypt and they kill everyone down there? That'd be fucking nuts. That was my
immediate thought, too, honestly, once they said that they were, like, hiding the crypt. I was like, but they control the dead.
This isn't a great idea, guys.
Jon knows this, right?
Looks like Lyanna Stark coming back.
Oh, shit, that'd be cool. We actually get to see Lady Stoneheart then.
Oh, man, we may actually get... Well, no, because Catelyn's not down there.
You're right.
Yeah. Lyanna's down there.
Well, there could be a new rendition of Lady Stoneheart.
I mean, I guess the Lady Stoneheart could come to life and it could be Lyanna instead. It is kind of...
And then she talks to Dany. No, he is Aegon.
It is kind of like telling, I guess, in a sense, how Dany and Jon had that conversation right in front of a stone version of Lyanna Stark.
True, but I don't know if that was the complete intention or not, because I think they all just have statues built in their
They
likeness.
do, but they spoke in front of Lyanna. I mean, obviously it's his mom, so that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we're going to have this big battle scene. We're going to have the fallout from Jon and Dany. I don't know. I'm still Dany fanboy number one, so I'm hoping that it somehow works out that Dany just sees how brave and awesome Jon is on the battlefield, and it's like, maybe he is the one. Maybe he's a Azor Ahai. You know that theory, right?
Azor Ahai?
Azor Ahai It's supposed to be the one with like some kind of translation with like the one with the golden hand or something. So people thought it was always gonna be Jamie, but he's supposed to be the person that restores order, and it could be Jon.
He didn't want this.
He's never won it. That's kind of the point.
That's his whole character arc.
His whole character. Every time he gets power thrust upon him, he just does not want it.
He keeps getting more and more power.
He goes from being the head of the Night's Watch to the King of the North to now like having a claim to the throne. He's like, what is my life? I just want to swing my sword.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Can I go back to the wall? The wall's gone, Jon.
So yeah, it's be interesting to see what happens. I hope Bran wargs into a dragon. I hope he wargs into the ice dragon. That'd be fucking dope.
Everyone wants that, but I don't know if it'll happen.
I don't know if it happens. He could warg into one of the living dragons probably. But I don't know. Maybe dragons are magic as well, so maybe he can't warg into them.
It is the biggest dragon that got turned against them, right?
No, because Drogon's her dragon.
Okay,
and that's one still around. It was the other one.
Oh,
it was Tyrion's dragon. It was Tyrion's dragon. It was Viserys.
Yeah.
Viserys or whatever, named after her brother.
Yeah.
The one named after Rhaegar is still there, and the one named after Cole is still there. Oh, Drogo. Cole's the title. But yeah,
I think that about wraps up this episode.
Yeah, great episode. I liked it more than the first one. They're heading along at a good pace right now.
It was about the same. I guess it was a little bit better. There's definitely like some harder lines dropped.
Yeah, dude, for real, there was.
And Brienne got knighted.
And that was awesome too. Tyrion got drunk again.
Yeah.
His one last time.
Yeah, and falling out beginning to happen with Jon and Dany. So yeah, definitely more stuff happening.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how it all turns out. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow our social medias, all that good stuff. It's all in the description down below.
Et cetera. You've heard this every week by now.
Thanks for tuning in. He's Fat.
We'll see you next week.
He's our Sam.